Okay, let's talk about fillers. Now, I guess it's something as a guy you don't really think about as an option for you to have. I've done Botox before, I've had my teeth done, you know, I do my hair, I look after my skin, I have to wear makeup for TV. So today I'm gonna go and see someone from Laser Clinics Australia, an expert, and have a chat to her about perhaps having some fillers. Some problem areas for me are these bits here. So when you lose weight, you lose a lot of elasticity in your skin. Now Botox can fix areas like your forehead, any frown lines that you've got. You can't really fill areas with Botox, so to speak. The other area is perhaps my top lip. Now I've always toyed with the idea of doing something with that because I can, this is gonna sound so pretentious, but I can make my top lip look bigger. Everyone accuses me of pouting all the time. Sorry, but it would be nice to not have to do that all the time, for it to just be bigger. Also too, working with a lot of celebrities, I find a lot of people say to me, oh, she's had a lot of plastic surgery, or he's, you know, had a lot of work done, or it's genetics or something like that. Trust me, after interviewing these people and meeting them up close, it's not, it's neither of those things. It's injectables and it's Botox and it's fillers, which they can get away with going to a clinic and having and making their natural look a little bit better without having any downtime, without going and having plastic surgery, because that's often quite extreme. And then that allows them to get away with saying, oh, I've never had plastic surgery and I never would. Yeah, but you've had like stacks of fillers, you know, microdermabrasion and Botox and, you know, injectables and all sorts of things. But that's how they achieve that look. Their face is their moneymaker. So I'm just curious to know what it is that I can do to improve my look just slightly.
Okay, so today we're going to be doing 2 mils through the lateral cheeks just to re-anchor you and reposition you through the back of the jaw and the back of the cheek through there. So we've got enough medial volume, we just want a little bit of lateral volume to lift you back up. That'll also soften up through the nasofolds and lift you through the jawline as well.
Okay, so we've literally just finished doing the injections, and I don't know about you, but these results are crazy. It's literally like diminished those areas around my nose completely. Blown away. Okay, so here we are 3 days after having the injections, and I have to say I am firstly so surprised at the difference, and secondly incredibly happy. What I will say is that you have to have a proper consultation. If I had have had what I wanted when I went in to see the specialist at Laser Clinics Australia, I probably would have come out looking like an idiot, because I thought that I needed to fill this area and then have a little play around with my top lip and maybe pump that up a little bit. After talking to the specialist there, in actual fact, what you've got to do is when you have deep lines here like I do, you have to fix it from up here. So as you can see, if I turn and you see it against the wall, can you see the filler there at the top of my cheek? Now, not in a million years would I ever have thought about putting anything on my cheeks because they were already prominent. But what it's done is it's lifted the skin up, because if you were to add something to here, everything's being pulled down into that spot. If we were to add weight into there, it would pull it down even more. Makes total sense when you think about it like that. The other thing I did end up doing with my lip was, instead of having it filled, because the specialist made such a good point, she was like, you're going for a masculine, sexy look. She said when we pull the cheeks up, it's going to define your jaw a little bit more. What you don't want to do is whack a set of lips on that. For some people that's what they want, but she said for your overall aesthetic, for what you're going for, not a good idea. So to get a little bit of turnout, just to give it that definition, because it's lost a little after having my veneers done, we put a little bit of Botox in my top lip. Now I can already feel that working. It's been 3 days. Botox takes about 7 or so days to work. All of the results I'm so incredibly happy with. I didn't tell anyone, I literally told like 2 people. As soon as I went and saw one of my friends, she was like, your face looks different. And I was like, oh really? I'm gonna tell her, obviously, after this video goes up, she's gonna realize. But it's funny because that's actually what you want. What you want is a natural result. You don't want to go and see your friends and have them go, holy shit, what have you done to your face? You want it to just complement what it is that you've got going on. It's so important that that's what you're doing. You're just enhancing what you've got just a little bit more. Anyway, so my feedback is highly recommended if you want to do it, but make sure you have a really good consultation. And if you don't feel like you're getting the consultation that you should be getting and that you're not getting enough information and they're just saying, oh yeah, sure, let's do that. Let's plump up your lips or let's put a fillers in here or whatever. Go and see someone else and get a really good opinion first. If you have any questions about the whole procedure or if you want to know anything about how it felt, did it hurt, anything like that, leave me a comment below and I'm more than happy to answer it for you. And until next time, see you then. Brief to the dentist was white, straight, masculine, and Hollywood. He pretty much said that he felt that was what he had in mind as well, so there were no surprises, but probably the colour was the thing that surprised him the most.